Hi, I'm AJ Freed, and now we have two quotes of the week.
And I'm Michele Spiller, and I'm the only one here who can say MEP a cappella.
I'm Jake Winkleman, and I have your Around Campus with Anthony Kanagiares.
And I'm Sean McCullen, and I've got your week in MEPM Sports.
I'm Eva Scheffler with your weekend forecast.
These are the BMB morning announcements for Friday, September 25th.
Good morning, MEPM. Today's day 2. Please rise and join us for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
If the hallway looked a bit more crowded today, it is because we have returned to full in-person learning here at MEPM. While there are still some students following the hybrid and remote models, the majority of students have returned to school today.
Students are reminded to wear masks, walk to the right in the hallways, and to maintain social distancing.
As we return to full in-person learning, students have lots of thoughts on the return, and we sent our very own Hannah Broxmeyer out into the hallway to hear what they're saying in this week's Hannah in the Hallway.
Going back to full in-person learning has a big impact on the MEPM community. Everyone has their own opinions on why coming back is a good idea.
Why do you want to come back full-time?
I miss how school used to be, and I guess that is the closest we'll get to having things come back to normal.
For me, I feel like in school, it's such a different learning environment and learning experience than being in my room online in school. So I feel like it's easier for me to grasp information and to learn better when I'm in school with the teacher in front of me.
Are you worried that we are coming back too soon?
I don't think we're coming back too soon. I think it's the best to come back the time that we are.
I feel that all the measures that MEPM and the district have been taking are very precautious, and I really admire all the precautions and safety measures they're taking to make sure that all their students are safe.
What are you looking forward to most about being back in school every day?
I definitely think it'll be easier. It's definitely a challenge already, learning virtually.
Don't think it will be hard to make friends, because just because we're social distancing doesn't mean that you can't see your normal friends. So I think that we should be fine.
In order for this to go smoothly, everyone will still need to wear their masks and maintain social distancing as much as possible. It's nice to get the perspective of the different students from each grade. From BMB, I'm Hannah Broxmeyer.
Thanks, Hannah. Last week, we introduced MEPM Kindness Quote of the Week, where we share the nicest, most thoughtful, and kindest quotes posted on the MEPM Instagram page for kindness, run by still anonymous MEPM students. Miss Stevens seems like the type of teacher you could talk to about anything. She's so sweet. Keep sending in your kindness to the Instagram page to get a chance to get featured on the morning announcements.
Nice one, Michelle. I wouldn't mind one of me. Now that we've talked about last week, let's talk about last spring. Last spring, Skull and Bones Drama Club got their musical performance of Footloose canceled. This led to them losing most of their funding. While they work on planning events for the future during these uncertain times, Skull and Bones member Anthony Kanagiares sat down with Jake Winkleman in this week's Around Campus.
Hi, I'm Jake Winkleman, and welcome to this week's segment of Around Campus. Today we have Anthony Kanagiares on the show today from Skull and Bones. So welcome, Anthony. What is your position here in Skull and Bones?
My position in Skull and Bones is our publicist. So basically I'm in charge of our social media profiles and just getting out the necessary information and teasers we need to tell the general public, along with our students at MEPM and our neighboring theater communities.
I've heard about Skull and Bones needed to fundraise funds for the club. What are you fundraising for?
We are fundraising for the necessary equipment and props and things like that, anything that we may need for our future productions.
Why did the club need to start fundraising?
We needed to fundraise in this way because, COVID-19 hit us all. It especially hit us as a community. We needed to find new ways because we spent all our money, most of our money, in our Footloose production, which ended up getting canceled, unfortunately.
How can people contribute to the cause?
You can contribute to our cause by checking out our Instagram account, Mepham Skull and Bones. Right there in the bio, you'll see a link directly to our donation portal online. You can select your donation amount, choose Mepham High School General Fund, click enter, and you're all set. If you would like to mail a check, you can do that as well. You can do a check mailed out to Mepham Drama Club, and you can mail it to Edward Grosskreutz, Skull and Bones Advisor, Mepham High School, 2401 Camp Avenue, Bellmore 11710.
Thank you very much, Anthony. Now back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks, Jake. You can see the full interview on our YouTube page, where Anthony answers more questions about his position and about the club. Skull and Bones also has their first meeting on September 29th on the front lawn. Check out the flyers in the hallway for more information.
You know what the drama club is filled with, Michelle?
Thespians?
No, sophomores. After the one-year-long pause on sophomores being able to leave the school during their off periods, 10th grade students are now allowed to leave the building again. Sophomores will need to get a permission slip signed by their parents, giving them the ability to leave the building, which they will then bring to their first period teachers. The permission slip is attached in a recent email from Mr. Gomez to parents. Students will then receive a sticker to put on their ID card to show the security guards as they leave and enter the building. This decision will now allow hallways, cafeterias, and the library to have more open space throughout the day to allow for proper and safe social distancing.
This year's seniors unfortunately didn't have a chance to rep their senior spirit at the end of the school year last year, but today they finally have their moment in the spotlight. As you walk around school today, social distancing of course, you will notice some seniors repping their baby blue shirts and for a great senior pride.
School spirit is super important, and lots of that comes from our winning sports teams here at Mepham. Speaking of sports, here's this week's BMB Sports Talk with Sean McQuillan.
With high school sports on hold, we turn our attention to college sports and the pros. College football and the NFL are already a couple weeks into their seasons as the MLB playoffs are on the horizon and the NBA playoffs are coming down to the wire. There's a lot to get to. As we mentioned last week, the Big Ten and Pac-12 are set to return late October. For the NFL, it was a crazy week 1, with some upsets, but week 2 was painful for a lot of teams as many players headed to the injury list. Last night, the Miami Dolphins took on the Jacksonville Jaguars on Thursday Night Football, and a big congratulations to 2015 Mepham graduate Tyler Davis on making his NFL debut. For the MLB, it's nearing playoff time as the 60-game season is coming to a conclusion, and these playoff teams gotta know it's October baseball they're gonna be playing. For the NBA, it was a crazy postseason, which now is a final battle in the West and East to get to the championship series. As for the NHL, the Stanley Cup Finals are in full force, and it's almost coming to an end. And a shout out to the New York Islanders for their great playoff run. For BMB, I've been Sean McQuillan. Now back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks, Sean. It's really rough not knowing whether sports will happen anytime soon.
Thank you for that aggressive emphasis on weather, Michelle. While we're on the topic of weather, here's Ava Scheffler with your weekend forecast.
Good morning, Mepham. I'm Eva Chef, cooking up a storm here with your weekend forecast. I hope you all had an amazing week, and I hope you all had a great first full day back, my day. No one asked, but it was good. It was a good day. It's nice having everyone back in the same place, you know? For this weekend's weather, it's going to be pretty simple with temperatures ranging from 70 to about 75 degrees, remaining that consistency throughout the weekend with weather just sunny and maybe a little cloudy. It's still supposed to be kind of like this, if you can see the sky. It's not exactly blue skies, but it is kind of sunny and just a little muggy out, a little humid. Well, I hope you all have a great weekend, and I look forward to seeing you next week on the weather.
With the fall season finally here and the weather and the leaves beginning to change, it's only fitting that our quote is about changing seasons. Autumn is a season to find contentment at home by paying attention to what we already have.
Well said, Michelle. I remember the seniors last year saying not to take things for granted. We should always remember those words as our year goes on. These have been the BMB morning announcements for Friday, September 25th. See you next week.
Have a great day, Mepham.
All right, now which side do I have to?
Fist bump. No, we're fist bumping today.